Welcome to Tai Chi. We'll get started today with some sighs of relief. So you just take in a breath and then exhale. Inhaling and then sighing it out. We'll do one more inhale. And then exhaling, sighing it out. And bring your hands to your sides. Inhaling, allowing the hands to float up, looking up. And then exhaling, gathering all the energy in, softening into your heels. Inhaling and looking up. And exhaling. And we'll do one more inhale. And exhale. Perfect. Allowing the hands to just float down next to you. And then we'll start shifting our weight from side to side. Perhaps bouncing. This is called spontaneous qigong. And this is when you allow your body to do whatever it needs to do to release tension or energy. Anything that could distract you from our practice. And we can slow it down. And finding our Tai Chi stance. Feet about hip-width distance apart, pelvis tucked. Roll your shoulders up and back. And imagining that there's a pull of energy going from starting in the sky and coming down to the center of your body. And then coming from the center of your body, another pull, grounding you into the earth. Allowing your feet to be firmly grounded, imagining roots coming out of the bottoms of your feet. Allowing your pelvis to tuck a little and lifting your head, imagining that your head is just floating towards the sky. And then we'll start with our feet. You can wiggle your toes, maybe squeeze them. And allowing the feet to relax. And then noticing your legs, tensing, and then releasing. And moving up into your hips and your glutes, tensing and releasing. And then moving on to the base of your spine. You can imagine the lowest vertebra and imagining that the muscles are softening around the vertebra. And then gently moving up to the next vertebra and releasing the muscles. As you release the muscles on your lower vertebra, as you might feel like your pelvis is tucking a little. And moving up your spine, releasing the muscles around each vertebra, all the way to the mid-back, and softening to the upper back, continuing to release the muscles, and softening, and into your collarbone, relaxing your shoulders, allowing your arms to hang heavy, your hands to hang heavy. And then up your neck, moving up through each bone, softening. And finally into your jaw, allowing it to soften and perhaps The jaw separates, the lower jaw separates from the upper one so that your teeth aren't clenched. And maybe your tongue floats up, the tip of your tongue floats up to the roof of your mouth. Softening the cheeks. And closing the eyes, perhaps allowing the eyes to rest. And allowing your forehead to smooth out any wrinkles. And then let's turn your attention inward to your breath. Noticing your breathing. Allow yourself to take a full inhale. Holding at the top. And then exhaling and softening. Inhaling. And holding. And then softening. This time you inhale, perhaps counting the length of the breath. Holding the breath. And then exhaling, allowing your exhale to be longer than your inhale. And then focusing your attention to your mind. If you have lists of things that you need to do or places you need to be, just let go of those thoughts, that energy. Perhaps you see a clearing. Maybe you even see colors if your eyes are closed. You can imagine being somewhere that makes you smile, feel warm, or comforted. Maybe it's at a friend's house, or at the beach, or maybe at a park. Allow yourself to go there. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes and gently reawaken. And then we're going to hold on to this lovely feeling that you found when your eyes were closed and try to hold on to that for the rest of our practice. So we'll start off with some qigong moves. So let's find our Tai Chi stance. So your feet are about hip width distance apart. Feet are parallel. You're tucking your pelvis, perhaps rolling your shoulders up and back. And we're going to take our hands and then allow them to float up, looking up, and then exhaling, allowing yourself to sink into your heels. And this is called flowing arms. This is a qigong move, which helps to activate our spine. And it's said that if you do this 100 times a day, you'll live to be to 100. And if you can do this 1,000 times a day, that you'll live forever, metaphorically speaking. Allow your hands to float to your sides, and then we're just going to inhale and lean to the side, allowing the hand to hang heavy, the head to hang heavy. And taking in a breath, and sinking and leaning to the other side. Then inhaling and coming back to center. And this time bringing the arm overhead and allowing yourself to sink a little deeper. And then back to the other side. Or a little side bend. And coming back to center, bringing your hands down. You're going to bring your hands together, clasping them, palms facing in. Inhaling, looking up. And then reaching out to the side. Then inhaling and reaching up. And this time thinking as you're reaching out to the sides that you're trying to touch the opposite walls. Inhaling and looking up. And sinking. Perfect. We're going to make a little fist with a hand and bring the other hand over. Bring your hands into your navel, curving over. And inhaling and releasing and looking up. Exhaling and rolling forward. Inhale and align the spine to bend back. And one more. Perfect. So for these 4 qigong moves, if you can do them a few times a day or just a couple of them, then that's actually wonderful, and it'll help you become healthier and activate your spine. In Chinese medicine, it's thought that your spine, a healthy spine, means healthy life. So you always want to keep it active and like not stiff. But if you can do each of those 4 exercises 8 times, that's considered a workout. So we're going to move on to ringing the temple bell so you can find your softened stance again. And then we'll just start to swing from side to side. You can make little fists. And perhaps looking over your shoulder to your back every time you twist. If you swing a little faster, you'll start to hit the top of your body, your back. And this gentle tapping stimulates your body, stimulates your organs. It helps to get your lymphatic system working, helping to drain whatever you don't need out of your body. You can bend your knees so you start to get different parts of your body. And then we'll slow it down. So today we're going to do 2 Tai Chis. We're going to start with one that's known as Tai Chi Fit, which is a form in which we're taking the traditional moves and doing them and breaking them down. And I'm doing this with the class right now to basically move them into the 24 form, which I am actually working on in the Monday class. And then we're going to do another little Tai Chi flow, which is considered a complete and full Tai Chi series that you can take home and do whenever you want, really. In both forms, you just follow, no pressure. So we're going to start. Your feet a little bit together, knees softened, and then inhaling, raising the arms to the sides. And then you're going to grab a giant ball of chi and pressing it down, guiding it down. Inhaling, arms to shoulder height and wrapping, and then guiding. This is called sinking the chi. It's a grounding move. And we're going to step our foot out, either foot, and then allow your hands to float up. And as you exhale, softening the elbows and sinking into your heels. Inhaling, allowing your hands to float like they're waves, just gently up and down. One more, and this is called opening the door. And inhaling, allowing the hands to float up and opening. And then we're going to catch a giant ball, could be a giant soap bubble. And then allowing your arms to spread and catching the ball on the other side. This is called embracing the moon. So perhaps you're grabbing the moon and you're taking her to earth, him or her, or it. And one more. And allowing the fingertips to float together. guiding the energy down. And we'll sync the chi, inhaling and circling and pressing. And one more. Wonderful. Inhaling, allowing the hands to come up and opening wide. And allowing the fingertips to float together. We're going to catch a little tiny ball, about the size of a melon. And then you're going to just drop this hand down. And it's going to reach out in the way and folding the hand in and pressing forward. Other hand will come out as if it's sort of floating away, waving it in and pressing forward. This is called repulsor monkey. And this is actually a move that you use to help develop focus, or perhaps you're thinking about pushing something away that's dragging you down. And last one. Then we're going to step it in. And we're going to do little baby squats, little baby bounces. And then the inside hand's going to come down and across, brushing the knee. And then this hand will remain, and then waving this other hand in. Adding in both hands, brush knee and wave. Now we'll do one more, except this time we're going to stay down. I'm going to step it out, brush, knee, and push, and then we'll rewind back. Brushing and pushing. Maybe you're high-fiving a friend. Then we'll sit back, wiping the arm across, and then painting a little half circle or rainbow over the sky. Now we'll start with our gentle squats. And then brush knee. And adding in a wave. And then adding in both. Wonderful. And then the last one, you're going to sit down in your squat, brushing over the knee and pushing. This time the hand's going to flip and catch your little ball of chi, brush and push. And one more. Sitting back, wiping across, and rainbowing up and over. And this time we're going to put it together, waving and brushing at the same time. Staying in your little squat and stepping out, brush and push, dropping the hand, catching your ball of energy, pushing. This move is also called brush, knee, and twist. Sitting back. And actually this time we're going to bring our other hand up and hug a tree. And bring it forward. Align our hands to float apart, and then floating together and sinking the chi. And you'll step the foot in. And we'll end that Tai Chi sequence with a little bow. So moving on to the next one, we're going to start rubbing our hands together, generating heat, energy. And then you're going to form your ball. So you're going to pretend that you're holding a ball, or maybe you can feel energy between your hands, tingling in your fingertips. You can also feel heat anywhere else in your body. Perhaps as you inhale, your chi ball gets bigger. As you exhale, you can make your ball smaller. You can also imagine, if you can't feel anything, a light beam between your hands. So that as the ball gets smaller, this beam gets thicker. As you inhale, the beam is thinner. You can play with it in different directions. You can flip your poles and expand and contract your ball vertically. If you ever did this outside and you've been doing like yoga for a while, or even Tai Chi for a while, you might actually see the energy between your hands. It's like it can be like this kind of light purplish color. So if you ever see anything, it's real. So we're going to start with our practice now that you've sort of felt where your chi is. You can start with your feet together, and then inhaling and stepping out and opening up. Maybe rub your hands again and form the ball. And then starting on the right side, right hand is on top, left hand is underneath. We're going to bounce yin and yang, align the lower hand to float up and under. Lower hands coming up to form the top of the ball. So it's coming up almost like a frisbee, except your hands are facing each other as you cradle the energy. And you can also shift from side to side, going from a full to empty step. Thinking about making your movements nice and soft and rounded and gentle. As you gently pull the energy apart and collect it again. We'll do this one more time. And then I'm going to flip my poles. I'm going to flip my little ball and just turn it around. Then I'm going to take the top hand and brush knee and push. Coming back, catching my ball again, brush knee and push. This is similar to the brush knee and twist step. If you've been with me for a while, you can do the Tai Chi walk as you're doing this. So perhaps walking towards the corner, every time you brush, just sort of rock onto your foot, come back, and twisting the other direction. And in this form, this is called brush knee sen chi. So your chi can be any energy that you want to get rid of. It could be energy that you want to send out to others. maybe peace. Maybe you are thinking about a loved one who's not well, and you can send them some positive healing energy, whatever you'd like. You can even push away ideas or things that are distracting to you. Perfect. We'll do one more on each side. And then we'll face front, closing one hand over the other. Moving on to the next move, which is called cutting the path to clarity. So allowing the top hand come out and around, and in a straight line, you're looking back at your hand, and you're going to gather all of the energy that's in your room, emotions, feelings, thoughts that have accumulated in the room, and then you'll set your hand down as if it's a blade, thinking about focusing on one thing that's important to you right now. This is called cutting the path to clarity. Where you're focusing on a single idea. And you can also step back with this. For those people that are into numbers, a lot of times in Tai Chi, we do things in threes. So it could be representing like past, present, and future. Or you think in terms of your body, it could be heart, mind, and spirit. And when you're doing this, obviously you can step back. We're going to do one more. And actually, I should point out, this is, in this particular Tai Chi, this is kind of path to clarity. But earlier, when we were doing repulsor monkey, it's the same idea. So this one is a little different because you're reaching out, softening the arm and bringing it in, and pushing forward. But they mean the same thing. Now I'm going to close my hands, one over the other, and then allow my hands to separate, and I'm moving into cloud hands. So cloud hands, I'm imagining that my hands are these little clouds, and as they come to the corner, circling. You can envision that your hands are like actual clouds. Maybe your clouds are white and fluffy. Maybe you can see through them. Maybe they're thick, like thunder clouds. You can imagine that you're just allowing these clouds that come into everyone's lives, just allow them to float by, like you're letting go. And if you're feeling a little like thunderous, you can always make these little fists and make your clouds a little thicker. And play with how that feels, how that makes you feel. So either kind of cloud, just let it float by, because all clouds pass. Now coming back to center, crossing one hand over the other and stepping the feet out to a little squat and reaching up. And then taking whatever else I need from earth and bringing it in. And reaching above, taking what I need from the universe or heaven and bringing it in. So when you reach towards the earth, you're grabbing things like energy. It could be sodium ions, ATP. And then above, reaching for spiritual qualities that you might feel like you need, the things that you can't put your hands on. Not to say you can put your hands on ATP, but things like, say, kindness, calm, we'll do one more. Gathering from earth and then from heaven. And stepping the foot in. And we'll allow our hands to float up and we'll hug a tree. You can imagine you're holding a tree or a nice column of chi energy. Allowing your eyes to close if that's comfortable for you. Maybe imagining that you're one with the tree, or maybe your arms feel like they've dissolved and you're one with everything around you. Allow your hands to float down. Stepping the foot in. So now we're going to move on to the Tai Chi walk. So for this, you can start with your weight in one foot and you can bring your heel out. And you're rocking onto that foot. And then you're going to come back onto that foot, putting all of your weight and taking your other heel out and rocking. So with this walk, you can walk, if you know it, you can walk straight. You can also stay in place. So if you've never seen this before, I'm going to just demonstrate it a little bit in place. So you're bringing the heel out, putting all your weight onto it, and rocking back and planting. This particular walk is good for a lot of things. It's good for balance. It's the basis of Tai Chi forms. And actually when you're doing the forms, you're shifting your body. So just to demonstrate, in the beginning we were doing balancing yin and yang. So if you take out your foot and you start balancing yin and yang, you would move in your practice, and every time you move, you're kind of shifting. And the actual form, this move is called parting the horse's mane. And of course you can do the brushing and twist step. So you actually have to do another move in between to get to that. Then brushing and twist looks like this with the walk. So you're you'd be constantly shifting your body. So if you've know how to do the walk, you can play with that. You can also walk forward or in a circle. So those would be kind of the first two moves in the 24 form, which I am working on with people that have been coming to my classes. And the other thing is that we also did Putting the Path to Clarity. So that actually translates to Repulse the Monkey, where you're walking back words in the actual form. So that's just to give you a brief introduction into why we do these moves. And really, when we're practicing, we're developing familiarity with the moves so that we can put them all together into the form. And the 24 form is basically the form that was approved as an exercise regimen, but it's also like a very great meditative practice to get into, as is the 5 moves that I just showed you and the other Tai Chi that we were doing. So now we're going to do something called tapping. Tapping opens up your channels, and it is thought that it's the blockages in your channels that cause you all of your problems in life, whether or not you injured your knee or you're angry. Like there's the thought that there's something that's just out of balance and you want to keep everything flowing. So for tapping, we'll start by rubbing our hands together, generating heat. And then you can take your fingers and you can tap underneath your jaw, all around your mouth, trying to get everything you can think of under your cheeks, across the bridge of your nose, and under your eyes. If you have any bloating, this is where you want to tap under your eyes. It's supposed to help with your kidneys, getting them working a little better. Above your eyes, if you have any puffiness, that's associated with your liver. And then you can tap your forehead. If you have any kind of headaches, there are 4 points, 2 at the top of your head and 2 right above your eyebrows. Just tap those. And then you're going to tap your head all around, activating all parts of your brain. Then also sending nutrients to your scalp, down your neck, down the top of your back, and around your chest. Then you can make little fists. You're just going to tap your kidneys and your adrenals, mildly stimulating them, and then all the way up and under your arms. Help with that lymphatic drainage. You tap your yin channels, trigger your inactive channels, and then your yang or your active channels. And all the way across the other side, your yin and your yang, and down, outside of your body, all the way down your legs, top of your feet, side of your legs, and then you're gonna rub your hands together. So today I want to do bear. So bear is, you're basically placing your hands, it's a qigong move. It's one of the 8 frolicking animals. And you're gonna take your hands and you're gonna rotate them in a circle like you're a bear. And this will help with digestion. You know, if you're at home, you can growl if you want. You can go in either direction. This is great for digestion, kind of constipation. And then you can release your hands, rubbing them together. And then I'd like you to place one hand on a part of your body that's like hurting, and the other hand on another part of your body that might not be hurting as badly. And then you can imagine that there's energy coming down your arms and out of your hands, going into that area or those areas. If you do this a lot, you may actually start to feel tingling in your fingers or heat. And what that means is that you're getting good at directing your chi to where it needs to go on your body. And release the hands, allowing them to float next to you. And then we're going to find a comfortable stance. You can even sit if you'd like, allowing your feet to ground into the earth. Inhaling and lengthening through the spine. And then allowing your whole body to hang heavy. The chi flows better when you're relaxed. And then perhaps closing your eyes and focusing on your breath. Allowing yourself to take gentle and full inhales. And exhaling and softening. Focusing inward, and allow your mind to drift to that place that you started practicing, that peaceful place. You can gently reawaken. And open your eyes if they were closed. And then you're going to make a soft fist as if you're holding a butterfly, and cover it. Fist of strength, covering it with the hand of compassion. Thank you for sharing your energy today. And I hope that you had a wonderful rest of your day and evening. And stay safe